Hi everyone, so today we have a new update and we have a rerun of the Lily banner and also the this is not like a rerun, but Chiaki is also part of this banner, right? Well, she's part of the event, which is the Starry event, and she was supposed to be part of it before, but we didn't get her on the first run. So this is that banner has come back with Chiaki this time. So if you pull her, you also get the outfit for free, which is this outfit you see here. Otherwise, this is the base skin. So yeah, it's a little bit of a bonus. Now she is a limited unit, right? As is Lily. So if you don't have them, I do suggest getting at least one copy, just to have it. Since they won't be on the normal banner, right? Now let's go over Chiaki's skills first. So Chiaki, she has an interesting attack pattern. I don't think I've seen this on a unit yet, but this is like the reverse of Lena's buff, right? So if you have, if you could like line this up with a unit that Lena is targeting, as long as there's no unit behind it, because this prioritizes the last enemy in the same row. So I guess to counter Chiaki, people would just place like a tank behind whoever Lena is targeting. But yeah, if it happens to line up, maybe you have like another unit that could hit the back line, so maybe like a Kokoro Kami or something, and then you have Chiaki move to hit these, then you know, that could be a pretty strong move in PvP. Of course, this will vary depending on your opponent, so you know, people will position this differently, and you can't beat everyone. But yeah, it is something that you could do. She does double damage to guards, but this damage is not like fixed or anything, so I think it can just get mitigated. So I don't know how good this is, but that is something she can do. So potentially she can hit something very hard, right? Keep note that these skills are at rank 10, so I will go over like what she's like at rank 0, and then like show you the important skill ups that I would recommend. She has a self attack boost, which is quite nice, and also a self buff on mobility. And this happens before she attacks, so this does scale her actual damage, like, because this has mobility scaling too. Now, keep note, she does have a base mobility of 30%, so naturally, as long as she's after she's attacked, she will have 75% mobility, which is quite good. You don't need too much more to like get her to 100%. And I would say it's not worth putting mobility cores on her for it. You could probably find a unit that does. I don't think I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there is probably a support that does buff mobility, so you know, you can pair it together. Then before she attacks, she also self cleanses continuous damage and also control effects. I believe control effects are stuns, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't affect charm, I'm pretty sure, so it's not that great in that sense, but like things like Julius, you know, if they stun her, then she can get out of it. At least I'm fairly sure that's how it works, but I'm not 100% sure. Then she also does fixed damage, which is quite nice. Like, there's not too many good units with fixed damage, so I think depending on how much damage this actually does, it could be quite good. I mean, it does scale off her ability as well as her attack, so she could potentially do quite a bit of damage with that. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And then she also stuns the target. I don't know how good this is if you're trying to kill them anyway, but I guess if they survive, then at least they'll get stunned. And then her EX skill is pretty much standard across most DPS. If the target is below 50% after her action, then she'll do extra fixed damage. So all in all, she's mostly a PvP character, I would say. I don't think she's particularly good for PvE. Maybe Abyss, like since she does hit multi tiles, she could be okay for it, but I don't feel like she'll be that great. especially because actually, I mean, she has fixed damage, so maybe she could be good. She could be better than Skadi in the sense that at least she doesn't like sacrifice half of her health to attack. So yeah, maybe. I think it's worth testing if I decide to put reverbs into her. With so many units requiring a lot of reverbs, it's quite tough to put that sort of investment. Even with spending, like I try not to spend too much, but yeah, I try to be very selective with what I spend on. Alright, so that is Chiaki, and then Lily. If you want her, she's like a continuous damage dealer, like as in like she deals continuous damage, and then she scales off like the target having continuous damage on them. Plus she does she gets damage reduction, which is quite nice. Gives her a bit quite a bit of survivability. I don't feel she's particularly good in PvP at the moment, even though it sounds like she should be good because of the damage reduction. It's quite a high amount of damage reduction. But yeah, I haven't really seen her used much in PvP. Although maybe people just didn't want to like invest in her. Who knows? But she also has anti-dodge on her EX, so oh, and also her like disability too. So she does do some anti-dodge stuff. So this can be good on some bosses. I think there's at least one boss that actually can like take continuous damage, I think. So it might be good for that, but I feel it's better just to grab one, and then if you do find you want to use her later, then you can put reverbs into her. For both Chiaki and Lily, I do say it's a good idea to pick up one copy since they're limited units. So up to you if you want to. I feel that you could like make it, like have a reason to skip both if you want. Like they're not necessary because there are already other anti-dodge units, so that sort of makes Lily worse. Apart from maybe just having that niche of having that continuous damage effect, right? If they do put up do like a crusade boss that allows Lily to do continuous damage, then she will probably be good at that over other dodge damage dealers. But if you just need anti-dodge anyway and you already invested into like Pressure or Charlissa already, then you can probably just use those and not worry too much about it. And Chiaki is mostly a PvP unit, so if you don't care about PvP that much, then you know it'll be a pretty easy skip, I would say, or just wonderful collection, right? Now for her skill, her base skills, this is what it looks like. So she's missing her self mobility boost, right? She's also missing the self cleanse of control effects, and obviously like the numbers are lower, right? That's pretty normal. Now for her skill upgrades, skill 3 is when she gets the self dispel on control, and skill 4 is when she first gets her mobility boost, right? And also boosts her attack a little bit there. And then rank 7 is when both of those self boosts are at their highest. So I think that at this point it's like a pretty good point to stop if you want. From there it's just like more damage on her like double guard thing, right? Or double damage to guards. This one gets her stun up to 5 seconds. There's another skill up like before rank 7 that does it to 4 seconds. So you don't really gain a lot from that, but this is also where her fixed damage is at its highest. So I think either these two are good stopping points, because I feel like this is probably like the best thing about her, but I haven't tested it, right? Obviously I haven't leveled her up yet. And at rank 10, her standard attack is when, like for the double damage to guards, that's when it's at its highest. But the amount you're gaining, like from here, like 120 to 135, isn't that big. So I wouldn't even like worry about going to rank 10. I think rank 9 is good enough. Although, like, you could argue at this point you may as well just max her, but I think I would just leave it at rank 9 personally. Now Lily doesn't have any particular breakpoints, in my opinion. she just gains like mostly just numbers from what I could tell. So like I probably wouldn't bother. I'll just click through them. I think actually at rank 2, this is when she starts getting anti-mobility, but it's a very small amount anyway. I think you do if you want the anti-mobility to be higher, then you do need to put in a lot more skills. We'll just quickly check through them all to see where it is. This is one effect she'll gain at rank 5. So, but after her attack, she resets the duration of continuous damage effects on the target. So, you know, it refreshes like the timer right back to the max. I don't know if that's like super useful, but that is something that she does as an extra. So mobility ignore gets higher at rank 6. This is the like bonus damage when she has a continuous damage effect on the target. This is when her damage reduction is at its highest, rank 8. Rank 9, more mobility ignore, and then rank 10 is when the bonus damage from continuous damage. Sorry, no, this is her dot. So this is when her dot is at its strongest. So I feel this is if you want for raids, this is probably going to be the main skill you want, which is quite a big investment, 9 points. But I mean, you can get away with like going at like 6, I guess. But it depends how good she is for that particular boss. Now, of course, we have the Starry event. Before we go over that, we do have the double drop for resources again. So this seems to be like a monthly thing, which is quite nice. So of course, this is when you should be using your stamina pots. It is already active, so go ahead and farm that. I wanted to mention that before the Starry event because the Starry event is quite stamina intensive. Now I did go through and clear mine because I just want to get it out of the way. But if you want to min-max your stamina usage, I would just do this until you've cleared like your 5 times for the day. Like you have to clear 5 events to get your gachapon ticket things, right? And then you want to do the gacha things at least 5 times a day to get all of the login rewards, right? These are all bonus rewards, so you definitely want to clear those because the gachapon machine is the same as last time. You have your prize list. Your aim is to collect this, and then I would try to get like most of these rewards. You can skip these like these lower core fragments and the shields. You're better off using your stamina just to clear event stages, especially on double resource event anyway. So I wouldn't bother trying to go for these if you can help it. Of course, like it's random, so you can't control it. But if all you have left is these ones, then I would just you're allowed to reset to the next like list if you've already collected the cake or like dessert, or I guess it's like whatever the food menu is, right? Because the food menu is for this menu here, right? And then once you click all 7, you get like bonus rewards as you go, you know, through all that. So that's some nice rewards there. And also we have the Lily boss. You can do this once a day. Well, the tickets I think you can just accumulate over time, so you don't actually have to do it every day. But you definitely want to log in every day and collect the ticket to make sure you do that. And then you can if you're doing it every day, then you have to spend like 5 days reaching hell difficulty, which is quite annoying. But that's how the event is designed, and it is worth doing it at hell, right? If you can't do hell quite yet, then just save up the tickets until towards the end of the event, and then do spend all your tickets on hell, because you get a lot of experience tokens from it. If it's the same as last time, I'm pretty sure it should be. So that will help you with your general progression. Let's just see if there's anything else. I think that was pretty much it. Oh no, there's one more minor like login event that will start in a couple of days. So when this happens, it sounds like you just like choose one of these chests. It will just be a random reward, I guess. and it just be some freebies. Just make sure you collect those, and that is pretty much it for the update. I know it was a bit longer than usual, but there was a lot more this time actually, so it was worth talking about all of that. So I hope that was helpful, help you decide on what you want to use your resources on. Thanks for watching, good luck with your pulls, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.